From Amateur Radio Newsline Report, number 2327, this is Ham Nation Headlines for Wednesday, June 8th, 2022. Just how far would you be willing to go to get away from RFI? Our first report tells us of one far-reaching attempt to do so that unfortunately didn't go far enough.
There were high hopes for the radio telescope aboard China's Chang'e 4 lander when it touched down on the dark side of the moon 3 years ago. Chinese scientists believed that such a remote, unilluminated location would be free of radio noise because the moon is a shield against RFI from the Earth. But they were wrong about the absence of noise altogether. However, the low-frequency radio spectrometer on board the lander's relay satellite cannot do its work to unlock the mysteries of the universe until another mystery is solved: how to block the noise from the moon lander's own radio emissions. Knowing early on that these emissions would pose an issue, scientists took preventive measures, but they apparently have not succeeded. One of the causes is apparently the electromagnetic leakage from the lander's power source. According to an academic paper cited in the South China Morning Post, the lander's noises are 2 to 3 times greater than the signals that the radio telescope had hoped to observe, and even block the strongest pulses emitted by the sun. Researchers are now studying a mathematical solution that they hope will boost the sensitivity of the radio telescope, which is designed to receive frequencies under 30 megahertz. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
As the nomination period came to a close and the judges began looking over this year's Newsline Bill Pasternak Young Ham of the Year Award nominees, there's good news for the youngest ham radio candidates in Australia. Remote testing has been approved.
In a reversal of their earlier policy, the Australian Communications and Media Authority and the Australian Maritime College have announced they will permit amateur radio candidates under the age of 18 to sit an exam session remotely. Online sessions for these younger candidates had been previously prohibited, even as those older than 18 were able to complete their exams in this manner to comply with health concerns during the COVID-19 pandemic. The changes are being allowed under certain conditions, including the requirement that a parent or guardian be present in the room while the test is underway. Remote exams are conducted by AMC Level 3 assessors. The Wireless Institute of Australia praised the decision, calling it a big win for everyone. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jason Daniels, VK2LAW.
Still on the subject of youth and amateur radio, there'll be lots to do for youngsters attending the Youth on the Air camp this month in Ohio. The good news is that there's also plenty happening for those of us who aren't even campers.
Even if you're no longer young enough to go to summer camp anymore, you can still be part of the action happening this month at the Youth on the Air camp for young hams from North, Central, and South America. You can try to get into the log when the young operators activate the special event call sign W8Y while the camp is in session between Sunday, June 12th and Friday, June 17th. If you wish to attend the opening and closing ceremonies, these will be live streamed on YouTube on the Youth on the Air channel. The camp is taking place this year at the National Voice of America Museum of Broadcasting in Ohio and at a nearby hotel. Nathaniel Frissell, W2NAF, founder of HamSci, will speak at the opening ceremony on Sunday, June 12th, starting at 2100 UTC. Closing ceremonies will begin at 1700 UTC on Friday, June 17th. For details, visit the webpage youthontheair.org. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Sel Emby, KB3 TZD.
And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for 4 decades and counting at arnewsline.org. With Graham Kemp, VK4BB, Jason Daniels, VK2LAW, Sel Emby, KB3TZD, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Wilbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.